going on, y'all? Welcome to Support the Come Up. New year, new opportunities. It's your boy Jared, better known as AKA Prominent Job on social media networks. I'm a producer at award-winning Campsite Studios, and I'm also an entrepreneur influencer. I'm here to bring entrepreneurs here to bring them to light, show them what they could do for not only themselves but their community. And today I have a friend, someone that's been close to me since we was young. Like, we've been knowing each other. I was just showing him today a picture when we was in 8th grade prom. It's crazy. But he does major things for Far Rockaway. He's a curator, designer, philanthropist, president of Far Rock Greek Council. I'd like to introduce you, Curtis Turney. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you coming through, bro.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you coming here. I really wanted to start my year off right by highlighting somebody that's not only doing it for themselves, but giving back to the community, you know what I'm saying? Like, sure. Especially through the year we had in 2020, we had coronavirus, we had Trump, still dealing with Trump.
Definitely.
We had a lot going on for families, and I think it's time now to really, start the year of letting people know not to only focus on themselves, but focus on trying to give back to others and while doing for themselves, you get what I'm saying? So that's the main goal I have for this podcast, and while I got you as my first episode, I appreciate you coming on again.
Nah, thank you for having me, brother.
Yeah, so I mean, let's dive into it. You're a man of many talents. You were an entrepreneur at first, you're a philanthropist. You graduated from Delaware State University, so let's start from the beginning. I know you grew up in Far Rockaway. That's where we are right now. We're in Far Rockaway, our hometown to both of us, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah, let's start from college. You graduated from Delaware State University. How did you get into the designer aspect of being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so it goes back all the way to just starting my own organization on campus called Future Leaders in Progress. I started there with a couple of other brothers from New York. Okay. And we needed flyers.
Okay.
So we needed flyers. We needed to promote our events on campus to get it out there. At the time, we really didn't have no money. We were college students.
Yeah, everybody broke when you're a college student.
So I kind of wanted to learn more about graphic designing. I went to YouTube, so I'm a self-taught, graphic designer.
So you didn't even go to school for graphic design?
I did not. I actually went to school I went to school for information technology. I graduated with an IT degree.
Wow, you're doing something completely different right now, right?
Right.
That's crazy. Right. It just shows you go to school for one thing, and you do a complete 180 from what you was doing.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. So we started it in 2012, and then it went from flyers to logos to designing for other people's organizations and brands, and then it became CT3 Designs,
Word.
And then it led to revolutionizing the DSU apparel, the type of T-shirts that our student body wore on campus. So.
Yeah, I noticed that I saw you on social media when I was at St. John's, you was at Delaware. You was doing your thing with the hoodies, the sweaters, all merchandise out there. So how did you... So you started off making flyers, and then you got in contact with like the people on campus and said, hey, I could do these as well. I can make hoodies and everything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it started off as T-shirts. Our student government, they always gave out T-shirt releases for our youth. There at Delaware State, our students from freshmen to seniors, and then from there on out, I became the main guy for designing them.
Gotcha.
And the reason why they kept me is because I gave it a different type of flair. I also compared it to different brands that a lot of people wear nowadays, from Off-White, Balenciaga, Fendi, you name it.
So you brought like more of an urban style to their apparel.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which created the long lines, the hundreds of people who came out to support and get a shirt. And if you have a shirt, if you know, you know.
Yeah, I see it was big things. You was doing big things with DSU. So shout out to your school. I mean, they still. How is it? Like, have you been talking to students that still go there with the whole COVID thing?
I actually do have a mentee that's there currently. She's a freshman, and she's doing well. I was able to met her at a go to college program through my fraternity, and she didn't know anything about HBCUs. Wasn't really thinking about going to one. I explained the background of it, where it started from, and now she's there.
That's great.
So it's a great opportunity, and I connect with her, make sure she's doing the right thing. Hopefully, she brings back my organization, Future Leaders in Progress. It's been on the hiatus right now.
Okay.
For 2 years, two years. Yeah.
Okay.
So we went on a run from 2012 to 2018.
I mean, I feel like you transitioned to your community where you're from now. I think that's kind of how things played out for you. But I mean, in terms of since you started doing the hoodies and you started seeing the buzz on campus, did that really give you like the urge to say, I could be an entrepreneur? Or was it like already ingrained in your head, like, I'm gonna do this?
No, absolutely. That's what completely inspired me to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. So once I graduated, I entered into entrepreneur mindset. I didn't even want a boss. What I mean? I went. I took that leap of faith and that risk. And I took it with, full force. The clothing line went amazing. I started CT3 Clothing immediately, and it was a great turnout. With any business that has its ups and downs.
For sure, like everything ain't gonna be great from the start and finish. It's not going. It's a roller coaster. Every business is a roller coaster. Right,
absolutely. So with that being said, there was times, and one thing I would say that I wasn't fully educated in the background of clothing and producing and the type of materials.
Because you educated yourself on graphic more so.
Right,
the design portion of it, and then it took a while for you to learn what it takes to do a clothing brand.
Absolutely. So I saw the ups, when I was making money, the amount of money I was making in a week. Then I saw the downs when I wasn't making any money. So I think that's what really inspired me to continue to learn the production aspect.
Got you. Of the clothing lines. Right. All right. So when you got to college, you transition, you realize, all right, I want to do this. I want to do clothing. I want to start making brands for myself and for other people to wear. What was the process like when you came back home to Far Rockaway? Did you start making clothes for everyone back home, or did you decide I'm gonna pivot and go the Philanthropist route?
So when I was in college, actually, that's when I started my philanthropy.
Okay.
Through the community service projects that was there on campus, through my organization.
So you always been involved?
Right. Okay. It just wasn't at my hometown. So I took what I learned and what I was able to get knowledge of from college back home.
Gotcha. And
was able to build a team. At first I was by myself, doing things on my own, having food drives, Christmas drives.
And this before you was in a fraternity. This before that. Before that. So you've been doing this. You've been
right. So I was doing everything, by myself. I had family support. I had close friends. Shout out to my brother Josh. He's here right now, supporting me. He's been there since day one, supporting me before even I became Greek. And it's been a roller coaster ride with that too. People are gonna gravitate to you if they understand and believe in what you're doing.
Gotcha.
I believe in the 80-20 rule too. There's 80% that there's 20% that do the work and 80% come for the photo op.
That's true. So
bro. That type of stuff is something that I'm a believer in, and I had discouraged moments, but I was able to prevail.
Yeah, so building a team, like I know when being an entrepreneur is never easy to do everything on your own. Like it's impossible to do a lot of things on your own. Like first of all, I want to give a shout out to the crew that helped us set this up, because this would be impossible without them, without their help getting this done right now. I appreciate that. Barbershop letting us hold us down too. Like this is impossible without a team. You can't do nothing. Yes. So how was you able to assemble a team back when you came back home? How was you able to do that? You start networking, going to events, or you just reaching out to old school friends that you went to school with?
Well, to start the team, just what you was alluding to before. Shout out to Bullion Films. That's my videographer since day one. Shout out to V Lens, my photographer since day one. And like I said again, the team here. Shout out to Faded Out Cuts that was allowed us to have.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for real.
Interview here. So that was an opportunity to not only expose us, but to expose others as well. And that's what I'm really about. Being able to put people in position to win.
Yeah. Now I see that you got this I like this sweater you have on right here, OTC NYC.
Yeah. So this is off the cuff NYC. Shout out to my boy Chris Palmer. He created this. Give people their flowers is what they say on the back of my hoodie. And I'm a firm believer in that. Give people their flowers while they can smell them. And give that credit when it's due. But to answer your question in regards to building a team, once I came home, I was really doing everything by myself. I had to learn. You can run fast by yourself, but you can go far with a team. So by learning that, I was able to bring people together like a Bullion Films, like a V Lens, like myself that's a curator, like other like-minded people, like my bro Josh from the same 24, to come together and put people in perspective, to give back to the community, and put them in a different light for exposure.
That's what it was about. I think that's the main reason why I created this platform, is support the come up. I think a lot of people always see the success. They don't see the grind that it takes. Right. They don't see the long hours. They don't see that the behind the scene footage, like they don't see that right now we got people behind us that's helping out, make sure this is perfect, what I'm saying? So I think assembling a team could go far. A lot of people feel that if they pass on work that they don't feel like they can take credibility. I think in our community, I think we gotta stop thinking that. I think we have to be more open to give support. I think to help someone else. You know, I think a lot of people try to just do for themselves. You know, and as we saw in 2020 with you know, the George Floyd situation and Breonna Taylor, we really saw the community come together. I saw you out there protesting on Black Lives Matter protests on Far Rockaway on the boardwalk. How was that experience for you?
Man, it was I would say it was kind of like, it was good and then it was bad at the same time. You know, the feelings was mixed only because it was good to have so many people come together, politicians, churches, the community, youth, et cetera, et cetera. But it was bad because the reason why we're out there, and you know, standing in solidarity for, you know, racial injustice and police brutality, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I actually give myself, I don't give myself enough credit only because I feel like there's still a lot of work to be done here. You know, so
a lot of work to be done. You see what's going on, what happened at the Capitol recently.
Yeah, right.
Definitely a lot of work to get done.
So it's like
we're nowhere near done yet.
Yeah, the job isn't finished, and you know we got to continue to push. But that was a scary sight, bro. And you know, I was glad to have the amount of people that came out. We actually did it twice. March with Us 2 happened the week after March with Us 1. So we did it down the beach and we did it up the beach.
Gotcha.
Because we wanted to go places where we can make people feel uncomfortable.
And
let people know that we're here.
Exactly. Especially around this part of our, you know, you get certain parts of our that's not, I would say, predominantly black or minorities.
Right.
You know, other parts where they may not see the same way we look at things. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's important that our voices were heard, and for the people to come out, and for the people to still keep going and making sure our voices are heard with these troubling times. Because as you can see, America's two-sided. You know, where it's not fair. I wouldn't say life isn't fair. We already know that. But at the same time, we're not giving a fair chance to anything. It looks like, you know, if we would have stormed that Capitol, you know what would have happened to us. You know what would have happened to us.
Right.
You know, it just sucks that America plays us that way. You know.
Absolutely.
But we're here. We're still grinding. We're still staying focused, and we know what we're here to accomplish. So I think that's what we're here. And as long as we continue to pass that message on to our peers and the youth, I think that we have a bright future ahead.
Absolutely.
You know? I think that's the way to go. So, since you were doing the whole philanthropy during COVID, how was that? Like, you were doing the food drive, you were doing did the Thanksgiving, the second Thanksgiving drive, you did the toy drive. How were you able to do that during COVID?
Very tough.
Okay.
The reason being, one, the lack of resources, and two, the amount of need that the people wanted out in the community. It didn't match.
Got you. Yeah, I know Far Rockaway was hit hard by COVID.
Right. I think at the time, at one point, we was number 2 in death rate from COVID. You can look at that up in the New York Times. But yeah, the lack of resources, we wasn't able to have the same amount of resources obtainable, like right and out in hands reach for the community at first, and then the amount of need that the people wanted in our community. I started the food drive before the pandemic. I think I was touching about 75 families. During the pandemic, it was 150 families. So you know, it doubled.
Yeah, growth. I mean, you've gone a lot. You've definitely come far from when you started. You know, you always see growth every time you have a drive. You see more people coming out. You see more contributions from people around the neighborhood, which is great. And so before you got, I know you did the philanthropy before the Greek life. So tell me, how did you get into the Greek life? This was during Delaware State or after you was at Delaware State?
Nah, so definitely in college, I started the wanting to know more about Greek life. Wanted to know what was fraternities about, what was sororities about. I didn't know much. At the beginning, to be honest, I didn't really care about it. But I saw the work that they did, and it definitely coincided with what I believed in.
Got you.
So I took my time to really understand and do my research on you know, what I wanted to be a part of, and with what fraternity.
Yeah, because you could have been a Kappa, you could have been a Q, you know, but you chose Alpha.
Right.
What made that fraternity stand out from others?
I mean, to me, it was really not only being part of the first fraternity, because I'm actually the first Greek in my family.
Oh, are you the first college graduate from your family too?
No.
Okay.
The second.
Yeah. All right, still moving progression. That's
right.
That's where it comes from.
So, but yeah, so being the first Greek in my family, you know, also with Alpha being the first Black Greek letter organization, and you know, just the work that they do. When I saw them on campus, they was doing a lot of programs, a lot of events, a lot of community work, and I felt that, you know, I gravitated to that. The brotherhood opened their arms to me, you know, gracefully.
Got you.
You know, and it was something that I wanted to be a part of, and something that I seeked, you know, even past college.
Got you. Yeah, because when we were growing up, I didn't hear anything such thing as a FAR Greek Council. Now, is that something new that you founded, or is that something that's always been around?
No, so it's actually something I founded in 2019.
That's major.
Yeah, so I started it. I'm currently the founder and the president.
Yeah, I see you're president. You just announced the reselections.
The reselections for the E-board, and I got reelected for a second term.
So you're doing a good job.
Right. Yeah. doing something right. But no, yeah, it was definitely something that I took pride in once I crossed, because I knew a lot of our fraternity and sororities are community based. Community service based, so we needed to bring that together to also not expose Greek life, but unity, scholarship, and some civic engagement. That's really what our mission is about. Gotcha. Things that we brought and that we're going to continue to do.
That's great. So if someone was, someone in another neighborhood like Philly or Baltimore, if they wanted to if they were in Greek, how would they go about starting a council like you did yourself?
Well, first they would have to find people who are like-minded. I actually just put a post out there, and this was before the council started. It was originally called Fire MPHC. When I just put a post out, it was really just for fellowship, just for us Greeks in the community to come together, maybe do an event here too, but it was really just to come together and just, have a fellowship type of vibe. It grew more than that. Our first meeting was at Applebee's.
Oh.
Right.
right in the neighborhood.
Right in the neighborhood.
Grill, right?
And then it became more. It became, a real thing that we thought that the community needed at the time. So we put our heads together, and it was. Now we're here. We're growing. We honestly just pulled our own seat to the table. And now we're in multiple meetings, multiple newspaper articles.
Yeah, I see you killing the wave, man. Every time I check the wave, you in there for doing something for the community, which is great. Right. And a lot of people are looking, even if they not, I feel like we get a lot of love, but we may not see it sometimes, but definitely people will watch what you're doing, bro. Continue to do what you're doing for the community, because if you're not sparking the brain for peers around you, definitely sparking the brain for the youth, and it's only going to carry over. So continue to do what you do.
Absolutely.
And since you started, since you were the founder of a Greek council, taking baby steps, but could you ever see yourself going into politics? Yeah,
man. That's a big thing. I don't know if I want to talk too much on this on camera, but it's just that. It's been a thought.
It's been a thought.
Yeah, it's definitely been a thought in my mind.
You seem like you're a charismatic person. You work with a lot of people. You network. So with someone like yourself, it just seems like the opportunity there. Maybe next time we have him on here, we'll be talking some real political stuff. We'll see.
For sure.
But with my podcast, I always like to have a segment where I talk about certain things and entrepreneur related. So during this, I have a college or not section. Now, we both went to college. You went to Delaware State. I went to St. John's. Now, since we went through the college experience, do you think when you have your children in the future, do you think it's necessary to send your children to college? Yes or no? And if you say either and why as well.
So I do believe that they should they should go to college for the experience.
Got you. And defining the experience, what do you mean by experience?
So when I mean by experience is to see if it's for them or not.
Got you.
Because there's people that I know that didn't go to college and are doing pretty well for themselves. Yeah. So I wouldn't tell my child that they have to go, but I would encourage them to go for the experience.
And another thing I know about entrepreneurs as well, I read about, is that all entrepreneurs have 5 skills. The 5 skills are research, focus, cash management, communication, and learning. Out of those 5 skills, what do you say is your strongest strength and your weakest strength? Your strongest skill and your weakest skill?
Definitely for the weakest skill is cash management.
Why you say that?
Because I let other people
manage your cash?
Yeah.
Oh, nah, bro, you wildin', bro. You better.
No, I'm saying like for my organization and stuff. I have a treasurer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you don't mess with that part.
Nah.
But for yourself though, in terms of
when you're
doing your CT3 design, when you're doing that, when you're doing the clothing brand, how you would manage your money for that?
Oh, no, I would manage it, but I just feel like all the other ones you named would be above that.
Okay, got you. And then what would you say is your strongest skill?
To be honest, bro, I think all of them are top, I would say all of them are equal. To be honest, yeah.
Research, focus, communication, learning. Yeah, I would say research is major in communication. I think for myself, I think
So
research.
I think so. If I had to pick between the four, and cash management being my weakest, I would say focus is my
strongest.
Yeah.
Strongest suit.
Yeah.
And why would you say focus?
Because I literally get it done. Like if you give me a task, I'm gonna get it done.
Got you. Yeah, now and as with a schedule like yours as an entrepreneur, and you're dealing with so many things, what's your schedule like on a Monday through Friday, even on the weekends? Like, how do you go about your day to day?
Well, I have a 9 to 5.
Okay.
I work at Sheltering Arms.
Okay.
So there I do my regular job.
So after that 9 to 5, how do you go about work?
Right. So then it's CT3 time, it's Far Agree Council time, things that I got emails I got to write back, proposals, statement letters. It can be a mixture of different things. Designing. I usually start designing like at 12 a.m. because that's where I get my creative juices flowing.
What time do you usually wake up?
Currently I wake up like 8, 7 o'clock.
Okay, and you go to bed late?
7, 8 o'clock. Yeah,
early.
I go to bed late. Yeah, I go to bed late.
Yeah, usually, because they say like either entrepreneurs wake up really early, like 5 a.m. Get things done before people are really up, and then go about the rest of the day, or they wake up a little later. Like Hugh Hefner was big on that. He wake up at like 11. Start his day at 11 a.m. and then won't go to bed till like 4 in the morning.
Right.
That's just the type of lifestyle you live.
Yeah.
But it's just two different entrepreneurs in terms of time management. And with you dealing with so much, I know time management is key with you. Like, and I see that you started working out doing the fitness thing. So how are you managing that?
So to be honest, I've been very in particular right now with what I do with my time.
Yeah.
So I've been incorporating, a personal trainer. Shout out to my bro Hero, Jamal Ben. He's my personal trainer, and I've just been trying to incorporate that healthy eating habits.
I mean, you went on a weight loss diet journey yourself,
right?
People that don't know you from back in the day, but you transformed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like people know back in the day he transformed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for you it was like I just gotta get back into it.
Right. No, absolutely, man. And one thing about me is that I lost that discouraged mindset.
That's good.
I took that out of me because at the end of the day, we're always gonna fail. There's gonna be failed attempts, and fail to me just means the first attempt in learning. So
I like that. That's a gem right there. I'm gonna have to steal that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to steal that bar right there. That's dope. So and then what I like to also talk about was going in the news lately. Like we already know what we had to deal with in 2020 with all the Black Lives Matter protests because of the killings of unarmed black people as usual. But one thing I've noticed that a lot of major corporations like Starbucks, Yelp, who else? Amazon's Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. A lot of philanthropists and corporations have been giving back to a lot of black-owned businesses, black communities. I feel like there's a trend, even like sports. You see like you'll see there was the first women's assistant coach for Boston Red Sox. I noticed there's a trend for all these corporations doing a lot for black people, which I'm all about, which I agree with 100%. But do you think this is just for this moment, or do you think this would be like a longevity type of thing? Because I don't know if these corporations are doing that just to keep us calm and quiet. Like, all right, we're gonna give you guys some things, or is it gonna be like a long-term thing where we'll see change progressively change?
Well, I think it's going to be long term. I think things are currently pivoting in regards to the things that are happening. It's very unfortunate because things are pivoting because of the unfortunate events that are happening in our communities, which it's at this point it's like how can we stop it?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be long term only because they don't want to see themselves in a light where it's negative.
That's true, yeah, because people are gonna call them out on that.
Right.
I know a lot of corporations like Facebook. Facebook, there's always been criticism on their work environment. A lot of big corporations, like, it's not enough black people sitting in higher positions, which they're starting to realize that, all right, we need to make a change for that. Even the CEO of Reddit, he stepped down and said, all right, I'm giving this down. And the character from a Family Guy, Cleveland, he was a white guy this whole time. And he stepped down and was like, yeah, I can't play a black guy's voice anymore just because I don't feel like it's right. Which is, like I said, I'm all about that. I just hope that this is long term. I hope it's not, let's just do this for the moment and then we'll just move on.
Yeah, well, I feel like everybody have an ulterior motive. Things can be just for a money aspect of it.
That is true.
So it's really based on people's ulterior motives and what they want for themselves.
That is true. That's true. Also, I want to crack open this black owned from Dwayne Johnson, the Turney. This tequila right here has been hitting home for all of us. I can't lie. It might be my favorite tequila out here in the market. Oh yeah, I be talking about this Casamigo stuff, but nah, this right here, I really fuck with this right here. I do a shot, celebrate my boy for doing his thing for so long.
Man, I just want to shout out Jared, man. Like he wasn't lying when we go way back, man. PSM is 43.
Yeah, man, way back.
We actually came up straight, from the trenches. Like,
yeah, bro.
You know what I mean, appreciate
43 bungalows, 26 area, man. Trenches, real talk.
So I appreciate you for contacting me and doing this. It was a no-brainer. I told him, as soon as he hit me up about it, I said, yeah, we got to make this happen. And then my brother Josh was able to connect with Faded Out Cuts to make it happen. So
yeah, making this happen. This is much appreciated. And if y'all tuning in right now, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Like, we want to keep bringing you dope entrepreneurs and great people like this. So definitely like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think and feedback. If you're a business owner, reach out. I'd love to have you on my show, but I want to toast this up to Curtis right here for doing for big things and for being an entrepreneur and continue to do great things.
Let's get it.
Want to take that? Yeah, that's smooth. I can't front. Whew. All right. So what's next for Curtis? What do you have planned for 2021?
So right now the organization is going through an incorporation process. We're trying to get FRGC incorporated. The next steps after that would be becoming a 501c3, which is an official nonprofit organization. Mm-hmm. Then we can start collecting grants, being able to obtain money from the community to keep curating events, for the community.
Yeah, there are a lot of grants and loans being distributed to all these banks right now. Carver Bank, it's a black-owned bank. They, I believe, Yelp gave them $100 million to support black-funded businesses. So look into all these banks. They are getting hit with from all these corporations with loans and grants just to help black businesses start up and to keep going. So if you need help, look for a grant or a loan. They're out there for sure. Definitely the time is now. And in terms of, I like to share, I like to give all my entrepreneurs a tool of the week. And as a designer, what was one of the tools you started off using as a designer? Because for myself, I can't draw a straight line. So I can't create flyers and all that for myself. Like everything I post I'm not a creative person, I would say, in terms of designing. But there's this tool called Canva. I know I'm sure you heard of Canva. Right. Canva makes it real easy and real simple just to go about doing everything in terms of making things transparent, blending things, making flyers, anything like that. So as a designer, what did you start off with?
Honestly, it was just, for me, it was the dedication, wanting to learn more. Because Photoshop is a very broad...
Photoshop, man, I sit there for hours. I still can't figure it out.
Yeah, very broad program, very broad app. So I feel like I just sat there for hours just learning the tools, watching YouTube videos, tutorials, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And just playing with different type of, color schemes and images. So I feel like just dedication and wanting to know more.
Got you. Disciplining yourself. Always staying focused. Like you said, focus is one of your strong suits. So I think staying focused and discipline is what will get you there. And like I said, Canva, for anybody who's trying to take baby steps, for beginners, it's real simple. For like, I use it for my social media. I use it for what else? Flyers. Even if you want to design like maybe a shirt or something. I think it's an easy way for any beginner to get on Canva. I'm a big supporter of Canva because that's helped me through all my design struggles. But if you're looking for a professional, holla at Curtis because he'll get it done. Definitely. CT3 Designs. And in terms of how can people support what you're doing? How can people support you?
First and foremost, I'm big on support. I'm big on, because support is free. A like, a share, a save is really nothing but, a couple of seconds. So, share a flyer, promote a flyer, save a flyer, like a flyer, promote the events, or hell, if you want, come support it, come on down. Our events are, just because we're Greeks, doesn't mean the events are for Greeks.
You find that a lot of people may be shy because a lot of it's predominantly Greek members there, or they're not too sure?
They could have. I think when we first started, it was like that, but now they know that, because all of our events, and I make sure of it, that they're not Greek events. They're based, they're ran by Greeks, but we're for the community.
Yeah, and that's what you said from the start. Like that's what Greek is being about. It's for the community. All right, in terms of people supporting you, where do you feel like you get more support on, like in terms of social media platforms? Facebook, Instagram. I know we got TikTok nowadays, but I don't see how you could probably use that to promote the brand. But what do you use in terms of social media, and what gets you the most support?
Currently, I use Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Right now, I think the most traffic I get is from Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
Yeah, and then it would be Facebook right after that.
Facebook, okay.
But, you know, sometimes I take it old school, print out the flyers and go post them around, you know.
Especially if it's neighborhood events, you know, go to shop, you know, hey, I'm having this event around the neighborhood.
And sometimes that you know, that word of mouth, passing out the flyers can definitely take it to the next level.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, there's a ton of things we could talk about in terms of what's next for you, because I know it's gonna be major things. Like I said, I can see a real big future in you in politics, and if not politics, just running a business, bro. Yeah. Like you're doing it right now, but I just want to see major things for you in the future.
Appreciate
and just keep doing what you're doing for the community. I'll be popping out to more events. I'm glad COVID is still at a high right now, which is crazy. It's been a year almost a year we've been dealing with this. But once things cool down, safety first, we'll all be outside. Do you have any upcoming events in February that people should look out for? Or in March, do you have anything that's
February, we may be doing a Black History Month. Right now, Black History Month event. We don't know right now the logistics due to COVID, of course. But trust me, that flyer will be out before January is up.
Okay.
And yeah, just stay on the lookout. You can follow us at Far Rock Greek Council on Instagram. You can follow me at CT3 Designs, all social media platforms. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, bro.
Bet. Like I said, y'all, I'm bringing y'all nothing but great entrepreneurs doing great things for themselves and for the community. I appreciate y'all tuning in with my homie Curtis. I think we got a big year ahead of us. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share, just show love. If you're a business owner, reach out. I'm open. I'm happy to work with everyone. And continue to grow, continue to inspire others, and continue to work hard and stay focused. It's your boy Jared, aka Promise Ja. Catch y'all later.